Texas church shooting. A deadly attack, children caught in the crossfire.
The gunman's violent past, his weapons, and a possible motive.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mary Bubala.
And I'm Vic Carter. 3 weapons are recovered from the suspect. He shot himself after opening fire inside a small church in Texas. 26 people are dead, and many fear that number will rise. Many of the victims are still fighting for their lives. WJZ is live in Sutherland Springs, Texas. Meg Oliver is updating the investigation. She has been on this story most of the day. Meg?
The Sheriff's Department says once the gunman opened fire inside the First Baptist Church, there was probably no way for the people to escape. FBI agents used metal detectors to comb through the murder scene outside the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs, Texas. Authorities say 26-year-old Devin Kelly opened fire during services Sunday, killing more than 24 people.
There was a domestic situation going on within this family. The suspect's mother-in-law attended this church. We know that he had made threatening texts from him.
The victims range in age from 18 months to 77 years old. One of the victims was 14-year-old Annabelle Pomeroy, the daughter of the church's pastor, Frank Pomeroy. He and his wife were out of town when the massacre happened.
And one thing that gives me a sliver of encouragement is the fact that Belle was surrounded yesterday by her church family that she loved fiercely.
Authorities say as Kelly left the church, a Good Samaritan who lives across the street exchanged gunfire, wounding Kelly before he drove off. The Good Samaritan then jumped in a truck driven by Johnny Langendorf, and they gave chase.
And said he just shot at the church and said we have to get him. I said let's go, and that's what we did.
Investigators say during the chase, Kelly called his father, saying he had been shot and didn't think he was going to make it. When police caught up with him, he was dead. Investigators believe from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Kelly served in the Air Force but was court-martialed in 2012 on charges he assaulted his wife and child. He received a bad conduct discharge. Investigators recovered 3 weapons, the assault rifle at the scene, and 2 handguns from the suspect's vehicle. 2 years after the court-martial, the Sheriff's Department went to his house to investigate a domestic violence complaint with his then-girlfriend. No charges were filed, and he later married the woman. As for the victims, several remain in critical condition. Live in Sutherland Springs, Texas, I'm Meg Oliver. Now back to you.
Meg, thank you. Now let's turn to Jonathan live with more from those who witnessed the shooting and stopped the gunman. Jonathan?
That's right. Johnny Langendorf and another man are being considered heroes in the midst of this tragedy. You just heard Meg say a few moments ago, one of the men engaging in a gun battle with the suspect, Devin Kelly. Langendorf driving up to the scene, watching it all happen. Both men then chased after him.
I had to catch the guy. I had to make sure he was caught. And at one point, the gentleman riding with me said, "You may have to use your truck to get him off the road." And there was no hesitation. It was do everything necessary to make sure that this guy stopped.
And Langendorf says that once the suspect crashed, they barricaded behind the truck until police got to the scene. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Here's what you need to know about the deadly church shooting in Texas. 26 people died in the attack, ranging in age from 18 months to 77 years old. The gunman died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police have recovered 3 guns from the suspect. He did not have a carry license. Investigators believe the motive was domestic. Stay with WJZ for updates on this still developing story. We'll bring you the latest on the victims and the investigation.